Have you ever wondered what was in the box of the Redcat Racing CAMO X4? Stay tuned because we're going to find out in this What's in the Box edition from What's Up Guy Garage. Let's go. We're going to see what's actually in the box of the retail version of this Redcat Racing CAMO X4 brushless 110 scale RTR. Waterproof electronics, ready to run, 2.4 gigahertz radio system, brushless motor, 4x4 four-wheel drive by Redcat Racing. The CAMO X4. Brushless, 110 scale electric, ready to run. So what is included in the box is the 110 scale brushless rock racer, obviously ready to run with a 2.4 gigahertz radio system. What is required for this vehicle are 4 AA batteries for the transmitter, 2 S-LiPo battery charger. And this vehicle right here actually is 3S capable, but however, the only thing that you need to change, you have to upgrade the fan for the ESC in order to run 3S. That's the only drawback that I can see with this Redcat Racing CAMO X4. So let's set up a bird's eye view like I usually do so we can see what's actually in the box when you bust it open. So here we go. Redcat Racing CAMO X4 brushless 110 scale electric, ready to run. And if this thing looks anything like the picture that's on the box, this thing looks incredible. So like I said, this is obviously an older vehicle that we've already had, but I wanted to do an unbox. So right away, obviously, what can you see? You can see the CAMO X4. Look at that thing. So right away in the box, you get your instruction manual. I'm not sure what that stuff is. We're gonna have to open that up and see what these things are. It looks like we get a bind wire. Looks like an antenna tube. I'm not sure what these things are. So inside the box, CAMO X4 instruction manual. Optional parts towards the back. Regular replacement parts. Exploded views. Shows you about the roll cage. Pretty detailed information when you think about it. Gives you all the part numbers and all the information about servicing or taking apart your CAMO X4. It even talks about the speed controller and then being able to adjust it if you actually have one of these right here, which I'd recommend getting one of these if you're brushless. Yeah, so yeah, instruction manual. Then another little manual, which probably talking about the ESC. All kinds of language that I can't understand. Oh, there we go. Some stickers. Not that we need these stickers. There's already cool stickers on it. So just some optional stickers. It looks like we got, I guess if you wanted to have a dash cluster in there, and not exactly sure what that is. Maybe some switches or something. I don't know. Just some stickers. Next. User manual. Oh. Is this the English? Just more about the ESC. Little antenna tube and obviously the bind wire. And then in here, in this pack, I'm not exactly sure what the heck this is. Looks like it has something to do with clamping wires. Almost looks like it's what's called a standoff. Because obviously you can see that that bolts onto something and then this bolts down onto that, which looks like it clamps wires. So, yeah, I don't know. So there we go. Got the remote on one side here, tipping everything over. So you can see we got the remote in here. These are actually the Redcat racing radios that I like. I'm really stacking up on the Redcat racing radios. Gonna have to start figuring out how to label all my radios in a right way. But you know, typical 4 batteries right there for the controller. 2.4 gigahertz. These are actually good radios. I've got 0 complaints about these radios right here from Redcat. Pop the top. You can see you got your steering reverse, throttle reverse. You got your bind. You have your power light, your status light, steering trim, throttle trim, and then steering dual rate, and then obviously on and off. So you just got 2 zip ties. I usually snip everything from the bottom. I don't know why, I just do. Pull that bad boy loose. Get into the box. Oh. Wow. Wow, check that out. Look at how that just settles. Boom. And that's got no battery in it right now. So here you go. Redcat Racing CAMO X4 Rock Racer. Looks like we got some scale kind of accessories there. We got fire extinguisher, obviously fake fan. We got 2 guys inside. And yes, their heads do move, which is funny. The way they can look at you as they're driving by. Here's a look at the back. Looks like a pretty built rear end. Obviously a solid rear axle. It's got the grasshopper legs type of suspension. And that is plush. Wow. Even the guy's helmet has got Redcat right on it. That's actually pretty cool. So yeah, as I'm seeing, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and stick the stickers in there. You obviously see obvious placement for some of those stickers. CAMO X4. Redcat Racing. It must have a 572 cubic inch motor. It's got a 572. Get a look at it from the front. Again, very, very plush suspension. Front suspension articulation until one of the wheels lifts. So we are looking at, beyond the camera, 5.5 inches in the front. And we are looking at, looks like 5 3/4 to my eye when you're looking at the wheel straight. So we're going to pop the top. We've got 4 body clips, 2 in front, 2 in back. What are you doing? So you can see we got the Redcat Racing brushless 3300 kV motor. Pretty good wiring setup. I like the way it's tucked in, nice and neat. You got your on-off switch, waterproof obviously. There's that ESC fan that you'll probably have to replace if you want to go 3S, which we'll blast this in 2S, but yeah, I think we'll have to go 3S with this thing. But we'll see what it handles like with 2S. As far as I know, because it's Redcat, this actually should be pretty good. Center mounted battery tray right there. Give you a good look at the suspension, the grasshopper legs. It looks like, from what my eyes see, so it looks like it's actually an adjustable turnbuckle, actually for those grasshopper legs. Front suspension looks fairly familiar. I wonder if that's like the Dinoco. But yeah, this thing's actually pretty sweet. Looks like we got holes that we can actually put in LED lights. And inside there should be, I'm assuming, a 3-channel receiver. Multiple positions to actually adjust the rear suspension. 2 positions up front on the shock towers for the shocks to adjust their position. Plastic cap, aluminum bodied shocks. Fairly lightweight springs, which is nice. We have to check and see how it performs on jumps, because one of the things that, you may have to do is thicken up the shock oil just a little bit. But obviously we're going to do it out of the box anyway, so we'll get a look underneath. Couple of extra positions for shock adjustment on that trailing arm. Obviously 4-link suspension, 2 upper links, 2 lower links. Looks like a pretty good steering servo saver system. Obviously a center run drive shaft going front to back. Full entire roll cage, side to side, front to back. Something like this is actually nice because it's going to help keep this body intact. The plastic itself is actually pretty thick. So we'll get the body back on. Oh, by the way, Dean style connector. Get the body back on. Body goes on nice and easy. The clips are those kind of 45-degree, maybe 30-degree angled clips. Makes it nice for installation and taking them off. They are not, however, opposing clips. They're just regular style, which is fine. So there we go. Redcat Racing CAMO X4. What's in the box? You get the CAMO X4. You get a Redcat radio. You get a bunch of instructions, a bind wire, and an antenna. And then whatever that is, we'll have to figure out what that is later. So looking at the difference between the two, the LOSI Tenacity DB Pro and the CAMO X4, obvious differences. CAMO X4 has much bigger tires than the LOSI Tenacity DB Pro. The CAMO X4 has a slightly longer wheelbase and is longer body-wise, not including the wing, like what's on the Tenacity DB Pro. Also, the Tenacity DB Pro's body itself, or footprint, or its body is actually wider, meaning its chassis is wider. But we're talking about 2 different types of vehicles. But it'll still be interesting to see what both of these vehicles can do side by side, because one of the things about that CAMO X4 is I wanted that thing to be my camera car because of what I suspected, its plush suspension. So with the plush suspension, I'm hoping that it will soak up those bumps to give the GoPro 7 even smoother footage. Probably not that it really needs it, but hey. So if you like videos like this from What's Up Guy Garage, subscribe to the channel. Throw me a thumbs up if you like the video. Hit that bell notification so that you know that another video is coming out. Go ahead and share it. I try to do my best to answer or reply to each and every communication or message that's actually left down below. I'm hoping someday that it'll be harder to reply. Thanks for watching this episode of What's in the Box of What's Up Guy Garage. Oh, so I figured out what was in the bag. It's actually in case you want to mount a spare tire. They don't give you a spare tire, but in case you wanted to, I guess, buy one for more realism, yeah, there you go.